Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the Champions League. It has been a while, guys, hasn't it? We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this one to come. Well, it's nearly here now, and in today's video, we're going to be talking for the first time about Barcelona against Napoli, with so much build-up to come for you guys this week. But in today's first video, we are going to be talking about exactly what we can expect from our Italian opponents on Saturday night, because of course in the first leg, which right now was over 5 months ago. Imagine that. If back in February I would have said to you there, after that first leg took place, you know what, we're not even going to see the second leg for another 5 months' time, it would have been insane. But here we are. These are different times. This is now a different tournament, and potentially it's a different Napoli team too. We're going to be talking today about their strengths, about their weaknesses, how they've looked since football's returned, in order to establish how much of a threat they're going to be and the questions they're going to pose to this Barcelona team come Saturday in that all-important second leg. So without further ado, let's get now to the build-up. Because if we start first and foremost here with the league table, because it may surprise you here, right from the word go, to learn that Napoli, our opponents here in the round of 16 stage, the team who caused us problems there in the first leg during the 1-1 draw, they have finished 7th in Serie A. They effectively here are the 7th best team in the Italian top flight, and that's incredible. I think Napoli, when you look at their squad, when you look at the way they play, when you look at the way they played against us, the way they played in the Champions League, against other teams too, they do not look like a team who should be finishing 7th in the league, and that's a bad league season for them, no question about it. You look at their form there since returning to football, I think overall it's been slightly inconsistent. 12 games since returning, 7 wins, which isn't bad, 2 draws though, and 3 losses to their name. And I think overall, that basically tells you all you need to know about the way that Napoli are right now and the way they've been right throughout this season. The one word you'd use to describe them is inconsistent. They struggle to put together a strong run of form. They struggle there to put together a serious run of results. But they are dangerous in a one-off game. They are dangerous here in one of those occasions where they can just turn it on, where they can have that one good performance that could get them through, and it could come at the Camp Nou if we are not aware and we do not take them seriously. And I think the best example really of exactly what Napoli can do on that big occasion and get that big result, get themselves over the line, is basically when they return to football. Their very first games there, upon their return, were in the Coppa Italia, in the semi-finals there. They ground out a result there, coming from behind against Inter, getting the 1-1 draw, which saw them go through there to the final. And it was a big result there up against Antonio Conte's Inter team, who finished in the league way above Napoli. And then in the final, they beat Juventus. They took Juventus there, Maurizio Sarri's side, the former Napoli coach, they took them all the way to penalty kicks. And not only that, but when they got there, they held their nerve. They were able there to compose themselves and fire their way to victory on penalties and win a trophy. And for that reason, it hasn't been so bad for Napoli. They got their hands there on the Coppa Italia, and that's job well done for Gattuso. And those are the kind of games they'll hope to bring in to this second leg. And that's why we do have to be careful, even though they've had a bad league season. And I think, to be honest, when you look at Napoli and when you strip down exactly what's gone wrong for them this season, the one area that you look at and you think they've got to do more, they should have been doing more, is in terms of goals. And it's very simple, but Napoli haven't scored enough of them. They don't have enough players there, quality players in the final third, who provided a big enough amount of goals. You look there at their top goal scorers in Serie A, you've got Milik, 11 goals. Their top goal scorer there with 11. That's not enough. That's nowhere near enough for a club like Napoli. Their second top goal scorer, Dries Mertens, hasn't even got there into double figures, and Insigne third. And when you're at a club like Napoli, you expect more. This is a club, remember, that over the years has yielded the likes of Edinson Cavani. You think about Gonzalo Higuain leading their line, banging in the goals, and that is simply not a good enough return this season. And when you compare them to Barcelona, even though we ourselves are also coming off a pretty bad campaign, individually and collectively, you've got Messi, Suarez, Griezmann, Griezmann there as our top three, and they've scored nearly double the amount of goals in a league season. And that's why you've already seen Napoli go out and act. They brought in Victor OSIMHEN from Lille, 50 million euros. A big outlay there from Napoli in a summer, of course, that has come following a pandemic. They spent big, and the reason for that is they need some more firepower. Of course, he can't play in this game, and I'm thankful for that, because goals are a major concern for Napoli. But the thing about Napoli is, when you're looking at what they could bring to this game, when you're looking there at that second leg, it's not just the fact they don't score enough goals, it's actually the fact they don't put away the chances they do create. Because actually this season, they have created chances. They do have the ball, they do play some good football, and they do have efforts there in front of goal, but they don't convert them. And the stats certainly back that up. Aside there from rock-bottom Spal, who finished bottom of the league in Serie A, and struggling Udinese, apart from just those two clubs, Napoli have the worst conversion rate in Serie A. And I think, again, it just comes down to in front of goal, you look at those attacking players, there is a lack of quality from Napoli. And the other problem for them is it's not just about going forward. You can't look at their goals and say, well, you know what, at least Napoli have got a really strong, really stable defence to bail them out when they don't get the goals, because they haven't. When you look at their defence and when you compare again them to the rest of the league, the top teams, they concede goals. They concede far too many goals. Apart from Roma, they've conceded the most goals there of all of the top 7 in Serie A. And I think particularly there, when you look at their form post-lockdown, they haven't kept enough clean sheets. Gattuso in particular was really angry at the fact that Napoli keep conceding goals. Just 2 clean sheets in their 12 Serie A games after the break. And that for Gattuso, it is a concern. But away from Napoli's attack and defence, which of course, like I say, it can blow hot and cold. Sometimes they can be brilliant, sometimes they can't be. And in the words of Gattuso, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe But actually, for me, there's something even more pressing heading into the second leg, because it's about style. It's about the way actually Napoli are going to come to the Camp Nou and how they're going to set up and how they're going to play. Because actually, in the first leg, you'll remember that Napoli, even at their home stadium, even with their fans behind them at Stadio San Paolo, they were happy there to sit in. They very much relinquished all control of the ball. They were happy to be organised, to sit very, very deep in the field, and they weren't really interested there in having possession whatsoever. And that's what may surprise you, because in Serie A this season, Napoli actually average the most possession of any team, and that's even more there than Maurizio Sarri's Juventus, who loves to have the ball. Napoli have averaged nearly 60% possession in each game, and Barcelona's percentage is only 6% more than that. So believe me, Napoli are a team who do like the ball, they do like the control games, they do like to be on the ball and dominate play. But in this game, again, it's not going to happen. We are going to have the ball. That is a certainty. We are going to want to come into this game and dominate territorially as well. We're going to want to push Napoli back where we can. And it's just going to be interesting again to see Gattuso in this game having to adapt his game plan, play something different to how Napoli have played all season. And obviously he's going to stick there with that 4-3-3 formation. We've seen that right the way through his time at Napoli. He likes to have those two wingers. He likes to have that midfield control. But in this game, he's not going to play with that formation with the aim there of dominating the ball, but more counter-attacking. He's going to wait and see where those gaps appear, where he can really expose Barcelona on the break. We're going to be talking much more about that in the tactical preview, but it's just fascinating to see Napoli here having to go against what they'd usually do, and all the while, we're not scoring all that many goals, and not exactly being all that solid defensively either. It should make for a fascinating game. So that right there, guys, is the lowdown on our opponents, Napoli. And like I say, there is plenty more to come on the channel. We got the match preview, we got tactical preview, we got the press conferences, all of that stuff, and so much more. Honestly, I can't stress how much build-up there is going to be for this game, because quite honestly, we've waited for it. We really, really have. This is the biggest game of our season, and we're all going to be very much aware of that by the time this build-up is over. I can't wait for the game. I'm hoping for the best, and I can't wait to show the rest of the content with you guys very, very soon indeed. Please make sure you're staying up to date there on all the conversation, all of the debate over on the Flick chat. That there you can find in the description down below. It's all happening there, and I can't wait to spend the game with you live on Flick. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you make of Napoli? What do you think they're going to bring to the game in the second leg? And do you believe Barcelona, as we are right now, have enough to get past them? I will see you soon, guys. Thanks, as always, for watching. Bye, and until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.